Welcome back! Finally, we've made it, the last video in this series. Let's talk about grading the Anaheim Ducks during the pause. Now, before I get started, I just want to ask you to please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, which will alert you when my next video comes out. And we'll talk about that more towards the end of this one. And I'll talk about the new series that I might be doing. Now, the last team I graded was the Arizona Coyotes over there. I've obviously been shooting these videos in reverse alphabetical order, grading all 31 NHL teams. And I'll put up a few links up top over the next few minutes of the most recent clubs that I've shot. But of course, you can find them just as easily in my playlist. Now, the Ducks. Are they retooling? Are they rebuilding? What are they doing? Somewhere in between, maybe. Your guess. Now, Dallas Eakins, their new coach, this in his first full season with the team, after coaching their AHL Gulls for like 3 or 4 years. He's done as good as he possibly can, I guess. And then GM Bob Murray has been busy, kind of, slowly moving some pieces around. Now, the Hockey News has rated their prospect pool 14th overall in the NHL, and they have 2 players in the top 100. And starting with Trevor Zegras, who's number 2 overall in the top 100. He's a centerman, 18 years old. And then there's their number 2 is Isaac Lundstrom, who's 42nd overall ranked in the NHL in the top 100. And we'll chat more about him later too. I'm only going to discuss prospects that have played some games with the Ducks. Otherwise the video will just be way too long. Now let's talk about Bob Murray and the moves that he's made. Since last summer, starting in June, he grabbed Nicolas Deslauriers from Montreal. And he's been lighting up everyone's face all season long. More on him later. Then they grabbed Eric Branson from the Pittsburgh Penguins. He's actually fit in well with the Ducks. The right shot defender, 6'5". He can also drop the mitts too. They traded Andre Cache to Boston. That happened in February. They got David Backes, who's centering their 4th line now. Prospect Axel Anderson, who ranks 5th in their prospect pool, and a 1st round pick. Not bad. Who may not be, more than 25th overall, but still. And then what are some other notable trades here? They got Christian Juice from the Washington Capitals for Daniel Sprong. And then they also got Matt Irwin, another defenseman, left shot D from the Predators for Corbian Holzer. Now, these 2 guys only played 9 games for the club, but they actually played a lot of minutes, like over 20 a game. I think they had some injuries to Fowler and Lindholm at the time, so we'll see if they continue with these 2 players. They also picked up Sonny Milano from the Columbus Blue Jackets for Devon Shore. Milano hasn't done too bad with the team. I think he's had like 5 points in 9 games. Not too shabby. Same with Danton Heinen, who they swapped for Nick Ritchie from the Bruins on the trade deadline day. Heinen's got like 4 points in 9 games for them. And yeah, now let's talk about some stats really fast here that I'm going to throw at your face. Starting with the special teams. Now their power play was 30th in the league. It was 24th last season. Their penalty kill was 26th. It was 20th last season. Wins, they were 26th, 25th last season. Points, 27th, 24th last season. This just means last season, by the way. Goals for, 26th in the league. That actually improved. They were 31st last season. And that was because last season they had like a ton of injuries. They were top 3 in the league in terms of man games lost. Just incredible. Goals against, they were 28th this season, 19th last season. Not John Gibson's fault. One of the greatest goalies in the league still. More on him later. Face-off win percentage, 10th this season. Not too bad, but they were 7th last season. Now, a few key notes here. The highest Anaheim Duck on the NHL point leaderboard sits at the 113th spot. That's Adam Henrique with 43 points. Nicolas Deslauriers is 10th. I know what you know what I'm going to say. In the league in penalty minutes. He also was 1st in the NHL in majors with 14. Yeah, and that was double of the second best guy, which was Austin Watson with 7 from the Nashville Predators. The Ducks are also in second in penalty minutes in the league. New York Rangers are first, but they're first in majors with 25. Yes, sir. Now, where do we go from here? Let's talk about injuries really quickly. Eric Branson, one of their two right shot defensemen, is still listed, according to Cap Friendly, on the IR from an upper body injury suffered on February 7th. And yeah, let's talk about some players, starting with the goaltenders, beginning with John Gibson. Now, I digress. Let's talk about their season. We all know they pooped the bed, right? They were kind of supposed to, but they actually did not bad in February and March. And when it comes to their record, just before the pause, yeah, they lost their last game, but they're 5-3-2 in their last 10. They finished with only 67 points, 11 points out of a wild card spot, but 6th in the Pacific. LA and San Jose were worse. Yeah, San Jose just seems weird to say that. Last in the Pacific Division. Anyway, let's jump back to the stats here, starting with John Gibson. We're about to talk about him. Now, he's 26 years old, 6'2", 207 pounds, and he'll be 27 in July, by the way. Just started his spanking new contract, which is fantastic for the Ducks, making $6.4 million a season for the next 7 seasons. Not including this one. Now, in 51 games, he had a .904 save percentage. And you're like, what? What are you talking about? Best goalie, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, well, look at the team in front of him. Look where they are in the standings. He's carried them for a lot of stretches. In 58 games last season, he had a .917 save percentage. The season before that, .926. Before that, .924. And so on and so forth. Yeah. Then there's Ryan Miller, who sadly will probably retire after this season. Their backup. He's 39 years old. He's had a great career. Maybe 40 in July. 6'2", 170 pounds. His legs just look like rooster feet. They're so skinny. Anyways, he was just making just over $1 million. In 23 games, he had a .907 save percentage. Not bad, around league average. In 20 games last season, he was a .912. In his first season with the Ducks, season before that, he was a .928. Him and Gibson were like one of the best tandems in the league. Now, let's talk about defense, starting with our top 2 point getters. Cam Fowler, number 5 overall on their point leaderboard list. 28-year-old, played 59 games, had 9 goals, most of any defense. 29 points, was a 0 in plus-minus category, averaged 21.59 a game. Then Hampus Lindholm was second. The 26-year-old played 55 games, had 2 goals, 22 points, -10, and averaged 23.04 a game, most on the team. Now, I already talked about Irwin and Juice, how they came in and played some games. Then there's Josh Manson, the other right shot defenseman for the team. Keep your head up when he's on the ice, by the way. He also averaged a lot of minutes, over 20 a game, because he plays both the first and second penalty kill units. Then there's, I want to touch on Jacob Larson, the left shot defenseman who played 60 games for them. He's 23 years old, 11 points, -9, is an RFA with no arbitration rights. We'll see if they sign him some sort of depth role. I believe he wasn't drafted. Anyway, let's talk about a couple of prospects quickly, starting with Josh Mahura, who played some games with the Ducks this season. Now, he ranked 6th overall in their prospect pool, and he's a left shot defender, 22 years old, just had a birthday in May, 6 foot, 186 pounds, drafted in the 3rd round, 2016, and in 11 games with the Ducks, he had 4 points, -3. Not bad. In 44 AHL games, 21 points, a 0 in the plus-minus category. And he did play 17 games for the Ducks last season, had 5 points, and was a 0 in the plus-minus category as well. Now, he put up some killer numbers in the WHL in 2017-18. In 60 games, he had 69 points, plus 36. There's talent there. It's coming, probably. Now, if he plays next season or not, we'll see. Then there's Brendan Goulet. Kind of rhymes with Boublier a little bit. Anyway, he's ranked number 10 on their top 10 prospect pool list. And he's 22, another left shot defender. He'll be 23 in July, though. 6'2", 197 pounds from Edmonton as well. Isn't Mahara from Edmonton, too? Yeah, he is. Two Edmonton boys. Now, he played 30 games with the Ducks, had 4 goals, 8 points. You hear my cat meowing. Okay, Moose. I'm shooting a video, buddy. In 27 AHL games, he had 4 goals, 14 points, and was a +9. That's actually, it's a cat, I swear. Look, see? My crotch wasn't meowing. What? Anyway, now let's move on to the forwards and their top 4 point getters. Starting with Adam Henrique, who leads the team. The 29-year-old had played 71 games, which, by the way, was tied on the team for the most games played. Only one other player did it on this team, so they still had their share of injuries. Now, he had 26 goals, most on the team as well, 43 points, -3, was a -3 in the plus-minus category. Did I say that twice? Averaged 16.52 a game. You're throwing me off, Moose. He's licking my shins now. Second on the list is Richard Raquel, the 26-year-old, played 65 games, had 15 goals, was a 42 points, was a -5, averaged 18.10 a game. And then third is their captain, Ryan Getzlaf, at age 34. His contract is kind of running out at just the perfect time, isn't it, with 1 more year left. He's played 69 games, though. Wasn't injured much at all. 13 goals, 42 points, okay. -16, the worst on the team by far, but did average the most ice time of any forward with 18.44 a night. Jakob Silverberg is fourth. Finally on this list, he is 29 years old, played 66 games, 21 goals, second on the team. No one else scored 20 goals, 39 points, was a 0 in the plus-minus category, averaged 17.41. Now, I briefly want to talk about some other players before my light dies out here. Max Jones, who's not technically a prospect anymore, but he was drafted in the first round in 2016. He's a left winger, born in Michigan, 6'1", 220 pounds. Welcome to the ring. In 59 games, he had 8 goals, 12 points, -6. In 8 games in the AHL, he had 2 goals, -4. He also played 30 games with them last season, 5 points, -1. Now, there's also a beeping coming from outside. That's throwing me off as well. Now, he absolutely kind of lit up the OHL in 2016-17. So he's going to be a player. We just don't know how fast he's going to progress. Now, Maxime Comtois was drafted in the second round in 2017. He's a center and left winger, 6'2", 215 pounds, age 21, will be 22 in January. Now, in 29 games with the Ducks, he had 5 goals, 11 points, -4. In 31 games in the AHL with the San Diego Gulls, he had 9 goals, 24 points, +7. He also played 10 games with them last season. If you remember that, had 2 goals, 7 points, +3. He's an up-and-comer. Also a bit of a sandpaper kind of guy he's developing into. Now, Sam Steele, who was drafted in the first round in 2016. That pick came from Toronto, by the way, in the Frederik Andersen trade. He's 5'11", 189 pounds. He's a center, age 22, just had a birthday in February. And in 65 games, with the Ducks, he had 6 goals, 22 points, -13. He played 22 games with them last season, had 6 goals, 11 points, was a +2. But in the AHL last season as well, 53 games, 20 goals, 41 points. The kid's coming along. It's just a matter of he's going to be a perennial second or first line center for them. We shall see. We'll see what they do in the draft too. Maybe they'll get a first line center. over there. Now, last but not least, let's talk about Isaac Lundstrom, who is ranked second on their prospect pool, 42nd overall in the NHL. He's a center and left wing, 20 years old. Will be 21 in November. He's from Sweden, 6 foot, 187 pounds, and in 15 games with them, he had 4 points, -2. In 43 games in the AHL, 6 goals, 21 points, -6. This is sort of his first. Now, he did play 15 games actually with them last season too. 2 points, nothing to write home about. I'm sure he'll continue to develop. Will he make the team next season? He's projected to. We'll see. How do I grade this team? I'm going to give them an E. Not quite an F, because it's all where we expected them to be, to get a little bit worse, right? So, yeah, there you have it. I'd love to hear how you would grade this team in the comment section below. And what am I going to do next? I'm looking at a series talking about the playoffs, 24-team format, specifically talking about the play-ins, talking about the head-to-head teams that will be facing each other. And I might even do another 31 video not grading all the NHL teams, but looking at sort of having an off-season review of, talking about the RFAs, UFAs, prospects, that kind of thing. Next few days, one of those will probably start coming out. So don't forget to hit that notification bell. Thank you for all your support. I really appreciate it. Please don't forget to hit like and subscribe. I'm having trouble with words. And in this crazy 2020 we're having, please be kind to each other. Thanks again, and see you soon.